The 1972 muscle car lineup may not have been as raw or untamed as its predecessors, but these iconic machines still packed a punch, offering thrilling performance and unforgettable style at the tail end of the golden era of American muscle. As regulations tightened and the automotive landscape began to shift, the 1972 models proved that muscle cars still had plenty of life left to give. The early 1970s marked the end of an era for American muscle cars. By 1972, stricter emissions regulations, rising insurance costs, and growing environmental concerns began to take a toll on the horsepower that had once defined these iconic vehicles. Despite these challenges, the 1972 model year still delivered some of the most memorable and powerful muscle cars in history. While they may have been slightly detuned from their earlier, more extreme versions, they still offered thrilling driving experiences that captivated enthusiasts. Let's take a closer look at some of the standout models from 1972. Number 1. 1972. Dodge Charger. The third generation of the iconic muscle car. The 1972 Dodge Charger represented the third generation of this legendary muscle car. By this time, the golden age of muscle cars was winding down. Stricter emissions regulations were taking effect, and insurance costs were rising, making it harder for manufacturers to build the high-powered cars that had once dominated the roads. However, Dodge still managed to create a thrilling machine in the Charger, even under these constraints. The 1972 model came equipped with a 440 cubic inch V8 engine, which was detuned to meet the new emission standards, but still produced a respectable 280 horsepower. While it wasn't as blisteringly fast as its predecessors, it was still a powerful vehicle that provided an exciting driving experience. The quarter-mile time for the 1972 Rally Charger 440 was approximately 14.8 seconds, which was impressive for its time. While it wasn't as fast as earlier muscle cars, the Charger still had plenty of performance to offer and was a fun car to drive, representing the final moments of the muscle car era before the big changes took place. Number 2. 1972. Chevrolet Chevelle SS454, the end of an era. The 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle SS454 was the high-performance variant of the Chevelle lineup, powered by a 7.4-liter V8 engine producing 270 horsepower. The Chevelle SS454 was a beast on the road. However, the 1972 model marked the end of high-compression engines that had defined the muscle car era. One of the key features of the 1972 Chevelle SS454 was its cowl induction hood, which helped improve engine performance by directing cooler air into the carburetor. This feature not only made the Chevelle more powerful, but also added to its aggressive appearance. On the drag strip, the 1972 Chevelle SS454 was a formidable machine, with a quarter-mile time of 14.76 seconds at 97.6 miles per hour. Number 3. 1972. Pontiac GTO, the final year of the muscle car package. By 1972, the Pontiac GTO had been relegated to an option package for the Lehman series, marking a significant shift in the muscle car landscape. Despite this, the GTO still offered some impressive performance. The 455 HO engine, introduced in 1971, remained a powerful option. This engine produced 300 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque, featuring high-performance components like a 4-barrel Rochester Quadrajet carburetor and Ram Air 4-style round port heads. Motor Trend magazine tested a 1972 GTO 455 HO, which accelerated from 0 to a quarter mile in 14.6 seconds at 95.2 miles per hour. While it was not as fast as some of the other muscle cars on this list, it was still a formidable performer that provided plenty of thrills on the street. Number 4. 1972 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, a fresh look with power under the hood. The 1972 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 was a significant model in the Camaro lineup. This was the first year that the Z28 badge was used without the slash, marking a subtle but notable change in the car's branding. The 1972 Camaro Z28 featured a new egg crate grille and revised front bumper, giving it a fresh look that helped it stand out from its predecessors. Powered by a 5.7-liter V8 engine producing 255 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, the 1972 Z28 was a solid performer on the road. The car's 4-speed manual transmission helped it complete the quarter mile in 14.5 seconds at 93 miles per hour, which was impressive for its time. Despite a prolonged GM strike that resulted in only 2,575 Z28s being produced in 1972, this model remains a favorite among muscle car enthusiasts. Number 5. 1972 Plymouth Duster 340. Performance at an affordable price. The 1972 Plymouth Duster 340 was part of the Plymouth Valiant lineup, but it was a performance variant that offered plenty of power for a relatively low cost. The Duster 340 was equipped with a 5.6-liter V8 engine producing 245 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque. This engine allowed the Duster 340 to complete the quarter mile in approximately 14.45 seconds at 95 miles per hour, making it one of the quicker cars of its time. Number 6. 1972 Oldsmobile 442 W30, the powerhouse of the Oldsmobile lineup. By 1972, the Oldsmobile 442 had reverted to an option package, but it remained one of the most potent performance machines on the market. The W30 configuration, in particular, was a powerhouse. It featured a 455 cubic inch V8 engine rated at 300 net horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. This engine, paired with a fiberglass hood with functional air scoops, a high-performance intake, and a hotter camshaft, made the W30 a formidable option for muscle car enthusiasts. A 1972 44 2W30 completed the quarter mile in 14.37 seconds at 98 miles per hour, which was impressive for its time. Number 7. 1972 Plymouth Barracuda, a solid performer with a timeless look. The 1972 Plymouth Barracuda was another muscle car that retained much of the visual appeal of its predecessors while adding some unique elements. The Barracuda featured a new grille and single headlights, giving it a refreshed look that kept it relevant in the changing automotive landscape. One of the highlights of the 1972 Barracuda was its 340 V8 engine, which produced 240 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque. The Barracuda 340 was a favorite among enthusiasts for its solid performance, completing the quarter mile in approximately 14.35 seconds at 91 miles per hour. Number 8. 1972 Buick GS 455 Stage 1, Buick's Ultimate Performance Package. The 1972 Buick GS 455 Stage 1 was the ultimate performance package from Buick. Powered by a 7.5-liter V8 engine rated at 270 net horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, the GS 455 Stage 1 was a formidable machine on the drag strip. With a quarter-mile time of 14.1 seconds at 97 miles per hour, it was one of the quickest muscle cars of its time. Number 9. 1972 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am 455 HO, the last of the big block muscle cars. The 1972 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am 455 HO was the last of the big block muscle cars. Powered by a 455 cubic inch V8 engine, producing 300 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque, the 1972 Trans Am 455 HO was a beast on the road. It featured the iconic shaker hood scoop and aggressive styling that made it stand out in a crowd. The Trans Am 455 HO was also one of the fastest muscle cars of its time, completing the quarter mile in just 13.9 seconds at 104.6 miles per hour. It represented the final moments of the big block muscle car era before tighter emissions regulations and insurance costs changed the landscape of the automotive world. Which of these classics would you love to take for a spin? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on more car history and performance breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.